His energy is inspiring.
John Leslie Brown is one of the most energetic speakers I've ever seen.
John Leslie, real deal. Go Harvard.
The value and the vibes that he puts out are incredible.
Passion is contagious, so you're going to feel what he's talking about.
Hashtag Harvard Effect Kid.
We next in line. We next in line.
And we're back on the John Leslie Brown Show, and I wanted to introduce you to a world-class leader. He is the founder and CEO of the Les Brown Institute and also the Maximum Potential Institute. He has really been a person that has kept Mamie Brown's dynasty alive. When I met this gentleman for the first time, I realized that he was a leader that I was willing to follow. And so I'm so happy to, in week one, with our leadership lenses, I'm so happy to award the first special pair of leadership lenses to Matt Wannon. Matt Wannon, thank you for joining us on the show.
I love it. Thank you, John. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. It was a wonderful introduction. I really appreciate that.
Now, you know, we've got people tuning in from all around the world. Everyone's loving the leadership lenses. And you saw this thing start off. But before we get into the story, and I know you're going to be sharing a powerful nugget with leaders worldwide, but I just want to say, when did you go from seeing yourself as a man to seeing yourself as a servant leader?
Well, that's the key. What you just said is being a servant leader. So I believe that the leaders actually serve. And a leader is not the guy in the front of the picture. A true leader is the guy behind the scenes, behind the picture, and gives the credit to their team. You know, that's a really good question. You know, I started my leadership trek probably 25 years ago when I was started in the sales industry. And I became a sales manager at that time. And I recognized real quickly that as a leader, you get more done by motivating and by teaching rather than by whipping. And, well, yeah, you know, I noticed, I recognized that immediately, that you get response done by being the leader that goes in front and leads from the front and is willing to do and go over and above, and your troops see that. Just like General Patton, one of my favorite movies is Patton. And your troops see that and they recognize that. So being a leader is being somebody who is a servant, who gives the credit, not takes the credit, and motivates and leads in a good way.
And this is, you know how I am. I'm always off the wall. And this show, we want to reveal some real secrets to leadership, not something that you can hear by tuning in anywhere else. Tell me, okay? Now, it's tough being a leader. It's stressful being a leader.
Very.
Talk to people who look at leaders and say, oh, you've got it so good. Everyone, you're in control. You've got to talk to people and let them know how easy they have it if they're following a great leader. I want you to stick up for the leaders right now because everyone, I remember I was leading leading in terms of, I was in charge of organizing a busload of people. I was the only one on the bus, and you know, it was complicated managing all the details. All they had to do was get on the bus.
Yeah.
I had to raise the money for the bus. I had to feed all the people. Had to find a place for them to stay. And they were mad that they didn't have 5-star accommodations. You know, and so it just broke my heart. I said, I don't want to lead no more. I said, I don't want to lead no more. And I just feel like one of the things that's not saying that you don't have leaders saying, you know what, get off our backs. Yes, we drive the nice things because we actually invented cars in the world. Get off our backs. All you did was put the nut in the bolt. We actually built the buildings. I want you to speak boldly, not from a humble standpoint, because I don't think servant leadership is humble leadership, but let people who might be following someone, misjudging them, not understanding the pressure that they're under, understand how they can better serve a leader.
Well, you see, I learned from early on from a mentor of mine, Art Bell, and he told me that the best leaders at one time were also the best followers. And he also taught me about leading from a humble standpoint, but being very bold in your decision-making process. One thing that most people don't recognize about somebody who is in a leadership role, every decision you make affects the people below you. Every decision you make comes with consequences, whether they're good or whether they're bad. And there's a lot of pressure, there's a lot of responsibility on leaders. And unfortunately, in today's media, what you see is all they portray are the leaders that are doing the wrong thing, that are maybe stealing, right? And that gives that negative approach. But what most people don't see are the leaders that are pushing through, that have sleepless nights, that can't go to bed at night because they're worried about making payroll, or they're worried about leading their team and making the right decision. And when you're a leader, you have to take on that responsibility. When you take that leadership role, when you commit to becoming a leader in a company, whether it's a sales manager, a sales leader, director, or a president or a CEO or an owner of your own company, you're committing to taking on serious responsibility.
Yes.
So, I believe that the leaders in our world, these good leaders that the media doesn't portray, the people who really give back to the community, that really give to their team, that really put their hearts out.
Yes.
That put their hearts out to their team and to their community, that give everything to their community. We don't get enough credit, or they don't get enough credit.
Yes.
And I believe that that we should get the credit.
Let me
because
come
it's
in.
a lot of work.
I didn't give you enough credit for all the work that you did building the Les Brown Institute.
Well,
and I know firsthand, let me just say this. As a leader, I had to come back with the D in the Harvard effect. Said, listen, I could have never done this without you. Les Brown could not have done this without you. Mamie Brown is dancing in her grave.
Wow.
Because we got under new leadership. Same name, same brand, but different leadership.
Right.
And for the first time, and I'm going to talk about why I had you for the first time in over 22 years of working in my family business, because of this guy here, we had an event. And the First Family of Motivation didn't have to just handle the product table and then go up there and speak. And then, no. We had dinner as a family while our event was going on. All of us as a Brown. Nobody else in the room. They brought our food in. That was not on the agenda. He had made that as a schedule 2 weeks prior. We knew nothing about it. It was the best event in our nation's history. I mean, our nation's history. I'm sorry. In our family business history. Your family is your nation. And one of the things I love about you, no matter how busy we are, no matter what we do, you always make time for your family first. You're a family man. And to me, parenthood is the highest form of leadership.
Very cool.
And I want I know this. I had a 3-year-old son.
That was a great thing. Listen to what you said.
Yes, parenthood is the highest form of leadership. And so I judge how effective of a leader you are based off of how you parent. And the one thing that I know, even though you've built the Les Brown Institute, even though you're managing multiple teams, multiple projects, you always make time for your children.
I do.
You always
I try to make as much time as I can with my grandson and my kids. So that's important. Family balance, work balance, family balance is important. Because you got to give it your all. One of the things that we do in this business or in any business, as a leader, as anybody, you got to put all of it in. So when you go to sleep at night, you had a full day. Whether it's at work or whether it's home with your family. Just yesterday, I took my grandson to the Fort Lauderdale Museum of Science and Discovery, and we spent the whole day there. We went to the IMAX theater, and then we went through the museum. But when I was there with him, I spent that whole day with him. And it was so cool just to spend time with my grandson. And he's going to be 5 years old. These are real important years.
Yes.
And to really take the time to do that with him. So it works on both sides. It works on the business life. It works on the personal life as well.
Now, that's what I'm saying. You did something when you spoke about your grandson. And I'm sure our audience is tuning in. And your heart came out, and you were so excited about spending time with him. And that's the way that you want your followers to feel when they're spend time with you. As a leader, for those tuning in, you want them to be as excited about, your followers to be excited about spending time with you as Matt is with spending time with his grandson.
Yeah. You
see, because of what Matt is doing, I can't wait to get in the office with you. I can't wait to learn with you and see your co-workers. Those are your family members when you are building market share. And I just want you, and I know that you got to go and you got some family business, but this is so valuable to the audience. When you think about business, I know you train executives all over, but talk to fathers in terms of being a leader in their home. And I'll connect that to the work world, but talk to leaders in the home and give a tip for fathers and a real life example of a way that you dealt with it.
Well, what's important is, now I have a 25-year-old daughter and a 19-year-old son, and I have a 5-year-old grandson, going to be 5 years old. He's going to be 5 years old. And you learn from experience, about bringing up your children and about loving your children and giving unconditional love to your children. You know, I get nothing but pleasure just spending time with my grandson right now, but he also knows his boundaries. You know, one thing is for sure is that when you're a new parent, it's tough because you want to give your kids everything. You want to give them everything. You want to pour all the love that maybe you didn't have when you were a child, right? And that's what you do. But it's funny, as you gain experience, you want to give that love and you continually give that love. However, you also got to set those boundaries for children, right? And they have to understand that you're also their superior and that they have to listen to you, right? It's a tough boundary to cover.
And that's why communication is the most important skill set.
Yeah.
Communication is the most important skill set.
Yeah.
And at the Les Brown Institute, we have developed years of expertise in dealing with professionals from all walks of life. Tell people a little bit more about your vision. When we first sat down, what was your vision for the Les Brown Institute? Why did you want to work with Les Brown? And what has the journey been like so far? Because there might be people that are wearing our leadership lenses. And speak to this. This is exclusive content that you can't find anywhere else on YouTube. These people are purchasing these leadership lenses. And I want them to put them on and feel different. Watch this. Take them off real quick. Okay. Now put them on. How do you feel?
Leadership lenses, man. That's what makes the difference. I love it. You know, do you remember when the first time we actually sat down it was in Cleveland?
Yes.
When we came up there.
In Cleveland.
We came up there, it was Cleveland. It was me, you, Calvin, Patrick.
Yes.
And we sat down and we talked about the vision of the Les Brown Maximum Achievement Team and the Les Brown Institute. And we saw in our vision, 10,000 members for all over the world, even more than that. You know, going out there and spreading the word of good faith, spreading that word, and changing the lives of millions of people throughout the world. And it's better to do it through people all over the world. So, initially the vision was to have someone like Les Brown with, Les is just, he's your dad, I don't have to tell you, but he's changed millions and millions of lives.
Well, he spanked me.
Heart. Well, yes.
I don't know about that. Like you said, he didn't change my life.
But
he changed my diapers.
Spanking you. He's been a big effect on many people's lives.
Yes.
And the vision was to duplicate that and to keep that growing forever and ever and ever, and creating that Les Brown legacy and that Les Brown name alive forever. Way longer than us, way longer than anything else, to keep that going. Because right now in this day and age, we need more help in this world than anything else. We need more hope in this world than anything else. And we want to be the messengers of hope. We want to be the messengers of praise. We want to be the messengers of faith. We want to be the message of goodness. And that's what Les Brown is.
Yes.
And that's what we should be. And being here at the Les Brown Maximum Achievement Team, the vision is to transfer that to people all over the world.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And no one knows how to throw an event like you all.
We appreciate that.
It
was a great event.
It's
we have several great events,
first class. So you're building it out to 10,000 members. And how can people, if they want to find out more about you, if they want to participate, how do they get involved? How do they?
Well, they can go to the website. They can go to the website lesbrowninstitute.com. So just go into your browser, type in lesbrowninstitute.com, or you can call the 888 number 888-689-5053, 888-689-5053. Or again, the easiest, or just email me directly, matt@lesbrowninstitute.com, matt@lesbrowninstitute.com. I'm free. I'm available. I make myself available to people. So if you email me, I will get back to you. So you can do it those three ways: by phone, by email, or by visiting the website, lesbrowninstitute.com.
Thank you so much for doing this, for making yourself available for me. Thank you so much for keeping Mamie Brown's dynasty going and stronger than ever. We've been in business now for over 50 years.
Yeah.
With all of this experience, we haven't even got started yet. We're just about to hit our
Just to get
inflection
started.
point because of a new leader.
Well, thank you. I
And
appreciate
I thank
it.
you. So in closing, I just want you to envision a leader that's close to the edge. They lost their confidence. They lost their salary. They don't feel like a leader anymore. Maybe they went from being a C-suite employee to an Uber driver. They invested in these glasses, these leadership lenses. And I want you to give one tip to a leader that's struggling and can't even share how they're struggling. One tip.
Here's my tip. As a leader, or as anybody in life, we need to learn how to fail forward. Failure is good. It's not good, but it's not something you should look bad upon. Let me say this.
I say the word fall.
Right.
Fall forward.
Fall
'Cause
forward.
In the book Harvard, I talk about allow yourself to fall. Failure is
Exactly.
terrible.
Right.
See, you living good.
You learn from your failures.
Right, but see, failure. I think as a young person, let's just come back and we'll see.
Sure.
You know, older guys get successful. You close big deals. You get the big house.
Right.
You know, you got your retirement. You say, "Oh yeah, failure." No, forget failure. Okay,
Right.
now falling is different than failing.
Correct, because we never fail unless we give up.
Oh,
So
okay.
you never fail unless you give up.
Right.
So my tip would be this: you have fallen, but you have to get back up. And you know, you never have to start over if you don't have to quit. Even if you've fallen and you've gone from a C-suite to an Uber driver, that's okay. Don't worry about what other people think or what other people think. Look, things happen in life, and it's okay as long as you learn and you get back up and you keep moving and you keep moving. Listen, I failed in several businesses, but that doesn't stop me from keep plugging and keep going. It's a lot of the mind also. You have to have a positive mindset. You've always been very positive. You know, your dad has changed lives all over the world because of his positive mindset. So if that's the case, if that's the scenario that you're in right now where you've taken a step back or you feel stuck, if you feel stuck and you feel that you just can't get going, just take one small step at a time. You don't have to go back into the sweet seat level. One step at a time. Get yourself back into that positive winning mode and you'll get back on your feet.
And they can do that by doing what? Tuning in to your leadership lenses. Very
Get
quickly.
the QR code and put the QR code in.
Well, obviously they're on it. How is it watching me work on this idea, working to set up the Les Brown Institute with you? What does it look like you as a leader from a different generation and watching me as a new generation leader? Tell me what that's like.
Well, I'm learning from you all this stuff. You got a brilliant mind on brand. We know that, right? And your branding is great. And this idea here, and you have the cufflinks, I believe, in the front.
Now, see, you got my next surprise. I'm actually going to present you the first cufflink, but you only get one. After you achieve the 10,000 goal,
That's when I get the second one, right?
10,000 members in the Les Brown Institute, you get the second one. So if you ever see anybody without these, you can't get these anywhere from right here. You got to earn them. So this is your first one. And after you get 10,000 members, you will receive the second one.
I get the first red sunglass cufflink. I appreciate that, man.
Thank
you so much.
Let me
Thanks
tell
for
you
having
what
me
I
on.
learned
Appreciate
from
it.
you.
Yeah.
Let me turn around and learn from you. I learned about the length of a relationship is better than the emotions of a moment.
Wow, good. That's a powerful statement.
As a leader, the relationship with you is more important than any other thing. Here we are. We were dreaming about this last year, and I want to give you your other cufflink next week. So right now, if you are not a member of the Les Brown Institute, or if you are a member of the Les Brown Institute, support this leader. 100 years from now, the Les Brown Institute will be around. 100 years from now, maybe Matt's daughter will be the head of it. Maybe Matt's son, maybe his grandson will be running it. 100 years from now, but we cannot do it without the most qualified, the most focused, the most committed, the most dedicated leaders. Now, if you are a follower, if you're a type of person, if somebody steps on your shoe and you're ready to cry, if somebody disagrees with an idea, come on, talk about the tough things when leaders go wrong, right? Then don't come to us. But what type of people do you want at the Les Brown Institute?
We want people that are serious about changing other people's lives and being successful. You know, that's what we're looking for. We're looking for people who want to become professional speakers, trainers, and coaches, or people who want that personal development to change their lives and who want to change other lives. But have to be serious. We don't want people just to come and join us and then stop. You know, we want serious people that want to make a difference in this world.
Exactly. And if you think that you can come and work with the team and make a difference in one training or 24 hours or one virtual coach.
It's a lifetime deal. So, you know, remember, this is a lifetime program.
Right.
This is incredible. This is a lifetime program.
So you actually do the follow-ups and you train and you help people develop their communication skills over a period of time and help them communicate with the maximum achievement team.
Absolutely.
So the team, they have everything in one place. Do they have to go to any other trainings after they come to us or what?
I mean, you know what? Look, I'm a lifelong learner, so I try to go to as many trainings and as many learnings as I can. But believe me, we have everything right here. We do 3 trainings a week, 3 or 4, sometimes 5, live with open Q&As, webinars. So, I mean, we pack it in. I mean, there's nothing and it's on different stuff all the time. Growing your business, how to speak to a large crowd, how to, speak your way to unlimited wealth, right? Professional selling skills, leadership skills, time management skills, goal setting skills, bringing out the millionaire in you.
Oh my God.
Yes, I mean, we do, it's a plethora of teachings and content that we have on the Institute site. Go to lesbrowninstitute.com.
Okay.
And when you become a member, you get access to the back end of that, which is all of this information. It's incredible.
Remember when we were talking about it around that
Sure,
table,
I remember.
eating that
Yeah,
pizza
round table eating
in
pizza.
Cleveland?
Yes.
I mean, I didn't think we would get
Yes.
here this fast.
Yeah.
But I can't wait to give you that other cufflink. And so,
I'm expecting
everybody
it soon.
spread the word. We are going to 10,000 Voices of Hope. See, my dad talked about it for years, 10,000 Voices of Hope. But we need to find a leader like Matthew to organize the Maximum Achievement Team so we can make it a reality. If you are a visionary, if you are a community servant, if you want your cufflinks and your leadership lenses, go to the Les Brown Institute, find out more. Hopefully later on in the year we could do some more series from
Absolutely,
you,
for sure.
just sharing it. In closing, I always like to be authentic and
Yes.
just be random. Who is your favorite hip hop artist?
That's a tough question. I don't know. I go back to the heavy metal days, man. I used to listen to like Iron Maiden and AC/DC and Black Sabbath and stuff like that. So I would have to say that back in the day, was it LL Cool J? Was it him? that was my favorite, man. I have to say.
LL Cool J.
That was my
LL Cool J.
favorite. That was my favorite. My
Okay.
son knows all the new guys. My
He
daughter
knows
knows all the new guys.
Okay.
I don't know the names of the new guys.
All right. Well, thank you so much. And after this commercial break, we're going to close out our show with the hip hop song from yours truly. It won't be LL Cool J. It will be John Leslie Brown. Appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, brother.
We next in line. We next in line. We next in line. We just taking our time. We next in line. We next in line.